Hello guys, afraid I had a technical issue while I was recording this program, or my computer had a technical issue. My recording software decided not to record my screen, so most of this episode is just a blank screen, I'm afraid. Um, I can't reload the save either because you have one save and it keeps getting overwritten. It's like a permadeath feature as well. So unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do about it. I thought I'd post the video anyway, so you can listen to it as a radio, a bit like a podcast or something like that. And I will give a full recap in the start of the next episode, just so you guys know what's going on if you don't want to sit through a blank screen. But I'm sorry about that, and I hope it won't happen again. Hello guys, and welcome back to Hochi Plays Sunless Sea. Now, in the last episode, a little bit of a recap. Quite eventful, to be honest. We picked up the package from Mount Palmerston, and then delivered it, well, on our way back to London. Can't skip that whole adventure out. We got into a fight with a jelly fleur, which almost killed us. Almost sank the ship. We managed to finish it off just. Then we ran out of fuel just as we were almost getting into Wolfstack Docks back in London. And then at the end of the episode, we found out a little bit more about our captain and set our ambition, which we set to retire to a life of luxury. Yeah. Our objective. So our objective now, our overarching objective, is to get a lot of money. Get a lot of money, buy a nice mansion in London, and retire. Pass everything on to our next captain, our son or our daughter or whomever it may be. We've also got a few here. We spoke to the one-eyed gentleman who gave us all that money to start with. Starting to be a little bit nasty now. Asked us to go collect a package and return it to London. If we don't come back without it, he'll meet his pointy friend. So he's going to stab us up if we dock before we get that package. So once we leave London this time, we ain't coming back till we've got the package from the Juryman in Sea of Voices. So we stocked ourselves up. I think we're just about ready to go. Did everything we had to do in London. We got ourselves a Longshanks gunner, another one. Oh, she's from our urchin past. We found out about, or decided we were going to have. So he was a lowly street urchin. We got too old to be a street urchin and decided to sail the high seas instead. Now I'm going to swap back to my other gunnery officer. He's a lot better. He gives us 8 iron. She only gives us 1 iron. Don't think we can sack her. We can chat to her though. Right, Captain. What do you want me to shoot at now? Here's your iron. Yeah, the other guy does that for secrets again. Ask her what she wants from life. Proposition, Longshanks gunner. I always liked you, back when we were still on the rooftop. The gunner has a strong board of subtlety. Sure, your iron is at least 20 points higher than your veils. I think it is. I don't think anything's that high. Our hell. Our veils are 53. So we cannot proposition her just yet. Well, let's see what she wanted from life before we set off. Have a little chat before we go. Khan's Shadow. Can't remember the voices now. You'll have to forgive me. Everyone seems to have a different voice every time I play the game. It's been a few days. Like the Flitzer Z, right? No one tells you what to say or do, and no one to kick you downstairs just 'cause you got a little bit tall. I'll be a faithful officer, but put me ashore at the Shadow, and I won't forgive you. The Shadow is east of the Carnate proper, in the east central Untersee. Oh, so she wants to go to Khan's Shadow. I think we can oblige. Maybe we should proposition her first, who knows. At the end of the last episode, we clicked through all of these and we collected whatever various challenges they had to offer that we could accept. So it's time to set sail and try and get ourselves to double check. Juryman, sea of voices. We're looking out for the sea of voices. I believe it's to the east. Could be completely wrong about that. Send off our Z-Bats. Don't think that costs us anything, so. No island. Oh, we also got another gun. Stop, stop, stop. Got another gun, I believe. Repair ship. Don't repair the ship. No, didn't mean to do that. It's all going wrong already. Better. Hold. We buy a gun. Torpedo components. Memories. Guns. Ah. Lead beta and Stainwood Scorpion. Stinging your tail. Oh, so we can fire when we're escaping. Auxiliary weapon? An aft weapon. Oh, and it appears the ship has no space for an aft weapon. Well, that is a mistake. Let's see if we can sneak past this. I don't know if it's a pirate ship or what. Oh no, we can dock at it. Interesting. Hope it's friendly. We're going to sail right next to it. See what we have here. Lightship, far from home. Lightship, its clear bright beam warms the way. They long for news of home. I got some recent news. Tell them of the news of home. The bleachy glare of the lens among the smells of oil and metal. You sip tea and chat. Z's terror recedes. Oh, so we got some Z story and lost a bit of Terry. Good. Don't want to have too much terror. Purchase fuel. You have a little spare, but it's twice the usual price. Oh, if we knew about this, we could have docked here before we ran out of fuel that last time. Oh well. The thing with exploration games, I guess, you learn as you go along. You explore and find new things, and then the next time, you don't suck quite as bad. We got plenty of fuel. What have we got here? Phosgene Bleaks. Oh, cheery name. I don't know about this swirly thing. Something is gonna come out to sea, perhaps. Be around it anyway. Ah. In a Misery Cove funging station. Let's have a little chat with these guys. Demux Island. Fervid Forest of Fungus. INM has a funga operation here. Selling giant Bogus shrooms, building materials, harvesting harvesting carrier for its medicinal properties. It's a desperate little outpost of something like civilization. Up puffs of affable factor. Oh, hello, Captain. Thank God for visitors. You're quite mad out here otherwise. Ah, ha 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 ha. Quite mad. How can we be of assistance? Explore the island, accept a volunteer, compile a port report, gather supplies. Have some tea. We are British after all. Poor fellow needs the company, and he can spare an hour away from his schedule. An interlude. Sit on the veranda of the factor's house, looking out over the fungal jungle. Plants are green and sour gold. The air is thick with hovering spores. scones are stale and the tea has a hint of mildew. But the factory is good company. Shares odd stories about the ice and roses of Iron, the monstrosities of the sea of lilies, and the little restaurant in Venderbight where he enjoyed the most extraordinary seafood. Venderbight, I know. I'd never met a Tombs colonist who could cook. You must visit the place. Do you know it? He also has a load of bogus fonts carted aboard your ship. He waves away your thanks. I've eaten so much of the stuff, I fear that might be transformed entirely into fungus. He leans confidently toward you. It happens, you know. But one does not have to eat rather a lot of it first. Ah, got some supplies. We know of an exceptionally fine restaurant. We have to visit that one day. We've got some more fragments. Possible terror. That's about it. Let's compile a port report for when we get back to London. Of course, I&M's activities here don't seem that interesting. Nevertheless, you record what you can. Gather supplies. Some of the island's fungus is good to eat. Some is poisonous, hallucinogenic, or mischievous. Good luck. 50-50. 60. 10 chance of success. Go for it. Oh, that doesn't sound good. A fung of dread. Spores lie thick on your face. Coat your tongues. One crewman begins to whimper. Oh Christ, he says. You've reached my heart. I'm gonna harvest yet. Harvest yet! You have to drag him back to the ship before he calms again. Gained 5 terror. We was unlucky. We got nothing nothing but terror from that. I don't think we need the supplies, do we? One more go, sod it. Gather supplies. Some of the island fungus is good to eat. Some is poison. Oh, 2 more terror, 1 supplies. You were fortunate. Nobody went mad. I think we oh, it was a 4th option. Never mind. As we took one of the other options, it became unavailable. Seems like that kind of game. But we will continue east. Yes, east. Find the Sea of Misery. I'm gonna start writing this stuff down. This the greatest objectives panel. That's a little bit better. It's not great though. Sea of Voices. Send out a Z-Bat, see if we can find a Sea of Voices for us. Go Z-Bat, be lucky. No islands. Sail out to sea. Never gone terribly wrong before. God. No islands at all on our screen. Come on, Z-Bat. Where are we going? Tell me where to go. Oh, islands. Something here, maybe? Into the salt of frost and spellers. Black spies discovered. Lickamonkey Crag. Oh, I'll slow down a little bit. Correct there. Have some very strange names for things in the under the. Suppose if the other place was full of monkeys, run by monkeys, maybe it's not that strange. Let's try Saint's Haven. Sounds like a cheerful place. Perhaps we can get some more tea. Two houses. Both alike in dignity. Lonely desert beach. There's no habitation in sight. No markets. Only an old rotting dock. A stretch of sand thickens into damp, black earth, which sprouts. Stunted palms? Not quite, tall fungal growths with frond-like caps. If someone had sculpted the idea of a tree from a mushroom. See what awaits us. War. You step onto the quay, you hear clamors, shouts, shouting. You can see off in the distance smoke rising from beyond the hill, dots of fire flecking from the horizon. Two tiny figures stand a little further down the quay, moving to await your approach. Interlude. Following is an extract from the popular Diary of a Sea Captain. From London to Erm, and what did there before we arrived. Washed ashore on Mutton Island, subsequently serialized in unexpurgated gazettes. The author's identity remains unknown. Tale of Pigmout Isle, in which a delegation is made, a choice is presented. War is declared, and a most singular treasure is sought by all, and a new empire is founded with tooth and claw. Story to read. Let me take a sip of drink. The figures were rodents. To my left was a Ratus Faber, wearing goggles, a blacksmith's apron, and an assortment of tools. To my right, an unusually large guinea pig, wearing a helmet and breastplates reminiscent of nothing so much as the high Middle Ages. The rat stepped forward first and bowed. Welcome, Captain, to the Star Island. I am Edgar, second chief engineer of the 3rd Rat Brigade. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. Rat stepped back. Precisely the same moment, with what appeared to be the ease of long habits, the guinea pig scuttled forward, made a declamatory chirp. Welcome, Captain. That's different, isn't it? Right. Welcome, Captain, to the Isle of Caviar. I am Lady Angustine Devereux, Winch of Blackwater Swinches, Seneschal of the King Greyshore, first of his name. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. Two stood at attention, looking at me expectantly. Two remarkable rodents sat, spotted, seeking my support. I knew I had to choose carefully. Spoke to the chief engineer. His eyes had waved cold glints at them, and he wore his scars like jewels. Spoke to the Sensual. How did an armored guinea pig manage to look regal? I had heard more than enough, ready to make my choice. Let's talk to the engineer first. Rats in the making. I asked the chief engineer to elaborate. He looked at me for a long, measured moment before speaking gruffly. We came to this island to make home for ourselves away from London. Cats and snuffers. It's rat-skin suits. We came to live as citizens of our own republic. Came with our tools, our teeth, and our clever hands. We made a beautiful city by the lights of the rat star that shone bright and blue on Mount Ararat. The chief engineer nodded towards the distant hill. One day we braved the depths of the chicken woods. On the top of the Mount Ararat, we plucked the rat star to be our light, our beacon. But the guinea pig's cave saw the light, and they lusted for it. They sent armies to rule us and steal our star. We will not permit them to take what is ours. We will resist to our last breath. Will you join us in defeating them? Go to the Sensual next, then. Sensual cleared her throat with delicacy to rival the Duchess's own before speaking. Greyshore the king, our lord and sovereign, full 7 months had sown on the sea, conquered this land, and won southern Maine. Now no fortress against him shall remain, no city walls be left for him to gain, save the rats that squeak behind mountain. And likely was the lamb of our defiance, deliverance. Sure shall be our glories at their fall, when Our Lady's eyes restored to our hall. Then she'll composed herself the night. With truth and beauty by the light, Our Lady's eye on Mount Caviat. But the rats with their guns and chatter, their peasants' politics stole it from us. We will subjugate them and take it back. They are a rabble, and we will rule them with the steel shoved velvet of our paws. Will you join us? Right, so it's got your underclasses, and then you've got your upper classes. I'd heard more than enough. I was ready to make my choice. Broker a peace. Broker a peace or fight? I don't think peace is going to work. I was going to go with the engineer, with the underclasses. Being a lowly street urchin myself. Let's try and broker a peace. You never know. Peace is always better, guys. You can imagine, I faced quite a dilemma. The red eyes stared up at me, waiting for my choice. I attempted to broker a peace. Surely their commonalities were more numerous than the differences. Perhaps I could get them to get along. My words helped them reach agreement. Yes. Chief Engineer and Shenshel shared a look, then rewarded me with a scornful amusement. Yes, murmured the cheerful engineer. You're obviously much cleverer than us. Oh, much, muttered the Shenshel. You clearly know us much better than we know ourselves. Apparently idealism would not help here. Oh, so we can't broker peace. Bollocks. Right, side with the underclasses. Chief Engineer. And grumpy, to be honest. Also, I knew all too well what rat-made weapons. Oh yes, rats make weapons. How about that? Then did a finger to the Chief Engineer, who shook it grimly. Then Shawl hissed and chattered her teeth in dust, kept her distance. You've made the right choice, said this Chief Engineer. Let me show you around. Ah, a bit more supplies, a bit more fuel. It's all good. Oh, Chapter 3. Chief Engineer led me to the northern side of the islands, skirting the chicken woods, passed through a number of what can only be termed checkpoints. Fierce-eyed rats shouldered their derringers and saluted the Chief Engineer. Soon we came upon a small colony, smaller than some of the infestations I had encountered in London flats. Perhaps only 50 rats as Faber altogether, working diligently to fortify their side of the island. First thing I noticed was brilliant lights beaming out from a stump of chickenwood almost 6 feet high. Bathed the whole settlement in a clean blue glow. It was almost too bright to look at. By its lights I could see several raised mounds of earth, suggesting shallow tunnels. An efficient fishing operation was set up by the water. Albino rats mended nets, while others stabbed sharpened sticks into the waves. Further inland was a barracks. Sergeant barked drills at a small squadron of fighters. My arrival drew attention, and several rats paused in their work to look at me curiously. Welcome to Marina, said the Chief Engineer, voiced with warm pride. Not much to look at now, but it will be once we've rousted the cavalries. Take a stroll around while I summon the War Council. With that he vanished into one of the mounds and left me to explore. Barracks, the Rat Star. Down to the beach. You ever heard of a rat mending a net? Let's look at this Rat Star that they all seem to be fighting over. A excitable looking rat was peering at it from smoky gold, twisting her whiskers. making notes on what appeared to be real paper. Where are we down here? Blue as sapphire, but endlessly more brilliant. Not a star, of course. Not really. But try explaining that to the others, Chief Engineer. The Chief Engineer doesn't want me working too hard to convince them. Says this is better for morale. But look at it. Look! She offered me her goggles. Managed to work them over just enough of one of my eyes to see the truth of what she was studying. It was a skinslack. Skinslack? Unlike any other I've seen before, blue as a sapphire, but more brilliant. Something about the clarity of its colour was tremendously soothing. The Chief Science Officer twittered with pleasure as I handed her goggles back. Those of us who have been to the cavalry side of the island and lived to tell of it say there are plenty of glow there, plenty bright in the water all around, but nothing like this. Look this from the island centre. Mount Asrat only it's not a mountain, of course, any more than this is a star. It's a hollow. There's sweet water inside and coral crawling up the walls of it. Nothing that glows, let's save this. It's ours now, and no one can take it from us. And so like a stone, I guess. I heard of that stone before, but have a look at the barracks then. Your sergeant appears to be sizing me up. Were the few rats around her really all she had to launch an attack? We were fighting impressive odds. I approached the drill sergeant and went as far as to salute her. She earned me the grunt of satisfaction. The sergeant dismissed the troops and offered me a bit of chicken wood jerky to gnaw on. There's more than of enough of us below ground, she explained. But not enough. The cavalries are bigger, and there are more of them. We're better with weapons, but we haven't got stuff to make them with. Most of us came here as stowaways and brought nothing but food, tools, and the fur on our backs. We can fish, and we nibble the chicken woods. We can't make guns out of trees. Cavalries came here with their own steamer. Seems to have endless supplies. We raid them sometimes, but there's so few of us. We can never hold on to territory gained for long. That's of no consequence. All we want is to be left in peace to build our republic. And the Rat Star, she added thoughtfully after a moment. Of course, we want that too. All of this Rat Star. Let's check out the beach. Green billows played. An albino rat smiled up at me, mending work, looking daintily and a little shy. Chicken wood floats, especially when it's dried out and sealed. So we're able to paddle out a bit and cast our nets. We come up with all sorts of things. Blind fish, crabs, sometimes a chunk of broken tentacle. But the fishing would never be so good without the red rat star. Beans. I think it only draws good fish and keeps the scary ones at bay. I know the chief science officer doesn't believe it, but I do. That life is our livelihood. Right, so let's finish. The bell of the war council rang. I was summoned. Chief engineer emerged from underground with a motley assortment of other rats. He introduced them as weapons experts, strategists, field commanders. Oh, you're going to help us beat the cavalry? Said a hard edge to his voice. But how exactly? I had nothing to offer but my advice. The king took it in desperation, if not gratitude. I offered my strategic assistance. We engineered a distraction that the LBs could use to plunder the heavy ship and turn the tide in their favour. They determined to take the lead. I had a ship and I had cannons. We would steer her to the southern side of the island and have at those uppity animals. That's chancy. Modest. Go with the modest one. My luck doesn't seem to be great in this game. Waiting and found wanting. Pretended to take a rat hostage. Approached the cavalries as a as with a gift, demanding an audience with the Shenshao. Battalion encircled us almost immediately. Armor and helmets clanked as they purred and chatted among themselves. Well, well, said the Sensuous, regarding me with what I supposed to be a smile. Reversal of fortune. Unlikely. I suppose you will have no trouble slitting this savage's throat on our behalf. A fraction of a moment's hesitation was all the confirmation the Shenshao needed. "See to the ship!" snapped, and half the party scurried up to intercept the rats skulking aboard it, screaming war cries that curdled my blood. As for you, said the Sunshell sweetly, thank you very kindly for your gift. I assure you it is the most gracious received. More swiftly than I would have thought possible, the Sunshell leapt onto the rats. I held bound and sank her thighs into his chest. Escaped with my life, but found myself unable to forget how that rat screamed and writhed, while the Sunshell raised her face to me again, the liver gleaming obstinate in her mouth. Oh, so we failed. Failed the rats. Although we can do it again. I don't think we could do the same thing again. She's not going to fall for a second time, is she? Let's, oh, I'll tell you what we can do, I think. Oh no, we can't change this. I'm going to go to my office and see if I could upgrade my metal. Yeah, it won't let me do that. Do the chancy challenge. Take the lead. Aha. Palpable hits. Rats gave me one information they possessed about cavalry, but I had still to improvise a great deal on the spot. Perfect storm of speed, stealth, and strength in arms favoured us. Our cannons letting fly a volley of shot into the breach before the cavalry scrambled their ground ships and man its guns. Screams and squeals filled the air. The enemy fled. Damp hush settled over my crew as the smoke cleared to reveal the torn, bloodied bodies of guinea pigs littering the shore. A grim business, but I had honoured my commitment to the rats and found a wealth of Skinklack ringing the beach to harvest the spoils. The pigmoat isle spirit quality is now 3, conflicted. That's just here. Oh, we have 3 Skinklack. I have a bale of portobello linen. I think someone wanted that. Oh, I've seen that before. What else have we got here? Succeed in your iron challenge. Hail Marina. 2 houses alike in dignity. Not that this is saying much, mind. Fantastic. Yeah, rats. The house of Cavey has fallen. Marunia was triumphant. All that remained was celebrations and a continuation of our voyage. Oh, how we feasted long into then. I invited one of the rats' favourite to join us. After all, what is a ship without a few? I intersected on behalf of the cavalries. They were crushed, defeated, and I could go see their spirits broken without the light of the rat star to guide them. They needed an advocate. Wide Z beckon. We've only got 2 crew members. See if we can get another one. Welcome aboard. The chief engineer couldn't leave his colony, but he relayed my request to his people. The albino rat saw that. Saw mending nets shyly, stepped forward. I'm good at fixing things, he said earnestly. and I'd like to see more of the world. I already didn't gather up some effects, say goodbye to his family before accompanying him on board. Ah, so we got an albino tinkerer. I could do this as well. Intercede. Let's help the guys who just destroyed, almost destroyed. Bridging concession. Appeal to the chief engineer's moral fortitude and sense of fair play. Perhaps the cavalry suffered the loss of the light from the center of the island. Perhaps they were only trying to get it back, not steal it from the rats. The chief engineer looked troubled and thought, we only wanted to be left alone. He looked towards Enche, haphazardly bandaged amongst the racks. Other prisoners. Perhaps further negotiation is possible. As I left, I saw the albino rat timidly offering a young prisoner a piece of fresh fish. Oh. Well, I think we did something good. The wide Z beckoned. It even have Phil and the business was concluded. Time to continue our voyage and see what other wonders and terrors. The end. There, you finish your diary entry and the final dregs of the rat's surprisingly good wine. They line up to salute you as you leave Victory Banquet, escorting you to your ship through the foundations of the new republic. Ah, we're not hungry at all. Fantastic. New nation is founded. Time passes underneath most adorable empire. I have a port report, and that's it. And we can go back in. Help Maria resolve dilemma. No, we can't do these. Steal the rat star. The rats guard it fiercely, but there may be a way. A less direct alternative, perhaps. Lower Pigmote Isles might to make this higher risk challenge. Oh, I don't think we can steal it just yet. Right, so let's see if we've got another officer. We do. I've got a mascot. We've got a minute. 2 iron, 2 veils. Carpenter, weaver, engineer's hand, and rat of all work. Find him. Come and chat to him. Let's keep on with the cat. I like the cat. I like having the higher iron. Well, so that went well. We may be back a little bit later to steal that blue star. Once we figure out if it's actually worth any cash. I don't think it's worth stealing if it's not going to do anything for us. We need to get our veils quality a lot higher before we attempt it, I think. Don't like them odds. Let's continue east. Oh, something straight away here. Khan's Glory is a long way to the northeast. That's where our other officer needs to go. Our old friend. Nephrite Quarter. That sounds like nice music. Oh, shit behind us. Oh, we've got enough fuel supplies, we'll pop in. Sounds hot. We may be able to drop off our other officer. Now where is Doc? Down here some. Try and be careful not to crash. Nine quarter. This place looks very well defended. A lot of guns around. Maybe we can get a nice, decent fighting ship here or something. Gotta see what we can find. Khan's Heart. London's rival. An oasis of light in the salt black wastes. Canals spread the painted city. Street lamps glow with water taxis butter. Seek a commercial license. Cardigans. Cardigans? Cardigans dislike merchants, and they dislike foreigners. Foreign merchants introduce paroxysms of antipathy. Perhaps sufficient bribes will buy your way into the necrophyte quarter. I'm in the tea house. The copper quarter offers comfort to foreigners, but the prices are but mildly mischievous by a crew. We've got 9 crew. I don't think we need more crew. I don't think we want to sell anything here. Oh, no, we can't actually buy anything. We need to buy the license if we want to buy anything. Seek the commercial license. Wow, there's a lot of things to do in here. Seek intelligence, an almost impossible challenge. Establish a spy in Khan's heart. Your caught will mean trouble. If you're successful, you can tap your network into your network later for intelligence. That spectacled admiral, the Boricus diplomat amongst others, will be interested. Modest challenge 63. Not having much luck with these challenges though. Gather reports. And I generally assume that all foreigners are spies or worse. It'd be a shame to disappoint them. It might be dangerous to prove them right. Arnian's suspicion increases. This action becomes more difficult. We have an intelligence network here. It's a storyteller. The storyteller is a square of leaders wear brightly coloured Craftian-like clothing with silk sashes, contrast to the more sober and subterranean dress of the citizens. A coin, even foreign coin, or something epics of their nations. Let's get a story. Not going to raise any suspicion or anything, so. Temptations of Parabola. Where London now stands, the capital of Carnates once stood. After its own disappearance from the surface. After the clean sky and wide earth, they went half mad in closed night under the earth. They found serpent things in mirrors that promised them diversion, escape, new horizons. Time the mirror serpents became masters and servants. Last true Khan led the last of his people to the salt steppes. Black Rock, where he founded this city. How he built it is a tale for another day. Feel eyes on you. A woman in white and gold uniform watches you closely. The loyalty service is suspicious of foreigners who want to learn Carnigan's free. Getting more suspicion. That was going to be safe. Let's seek a commercial land. Not here, surfacer. Surfacer, but Carnigans have been generations underground. And to them, all Londoners are surfacers. Seems you'll need to go back to Khan's Glory or the nearby places of nobility license. What else do we want to do? Foreigners restricted to the Copper Quarter, but as long as you don't try to cross the bridges, explore in reasonable safety. Purchase fuel at an outrageous price. Purchase supplies at a ludicrous price. Right, I was going to sort of play it safe here. Have a little look around. Quiet streets. Now our street opens on your left. Filament bulbs here are green tinted. Streets is unusually dim. Like the space between a thick forest canopy 10 steps in. And the noise of crowds on the canal side is oddly hushed. All for now. Candlelit shop. White streets washed with serpent green light from bulbs overhead. The houses here are dark, empty seeming. Paint peels and bats chitter. Single shop, however, is open. Windows glow with candlelight. Shopkeeper is a tall woman with pale eyes. Not a local, but a Londoner either. But not a Londoner either. Blows the dust off a baize box and smiles toothily at you. Which is a pot of violent ink. Good for diaries if you have something to confess. And we need some of that. We need that colour. Grab some of that. A watchful shimmer. Pot is tightly sealed. The glass is cool to your touch. You grasp it, soft light spills between your fingers. Your skin tingles. If it's too much sun. Buy anything else? I think we're going to buy one thing. Hoping we could buy a few things there. Let's have some, if anything happens there. Gentle, gentle trickling music plays behind the scenes of painted weedwood. Finite merchants sip tea and swap stories with dark-skinned elder continent captains. Pale golden tea. Wince at the bill. 50 echoes. 50 quid for a cup of tea. Surprised you, Wince. And I think that's all we can do. Buy any fuel. We've got enough fuel and supplies. We don't have to pay a ridiculous price. Take a chance at one of these. No, we can't. That's locked. Pretty risky. Drops, no shipyard. I think I'm going to leave this video here. I don't want to make it too long. There's not a lot else we can do in Khan's Hearts right now. So we will sail around, see if we can get ourselves one of these commercial licenses. And we can maybe do a little bit more over here. Try and get ourselves a spy or something. But I just want to say thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a like, put a thumbs up, or drop me a comment. If you've got any hints or tips or advice, then yeah, they would be greatly appreciated. As I say, I'm still not entirely sure if I'm doing the right thing in this game. I mean, I haven't died yet. We have come close, but hopefully it won't be soon. I would like to get this captain to retire if possible. But he did say your first captain will probably die, so... But yeah. So thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.